What's happening, sports fans? It's your host, Matt Bellman from the DFS 5 Pack. Taking a little break from the NBA stuff for a minute to talk to you guys about some sports betting plays I got for this evening. Going to do more of these. I know Ryan, my partner, wants me to do them every day, so going to start pounding them out and hopefully giving you guys some winners. So there's 4 plays I like on the board tonight across all sports. First, we're going to start with the football game. I like Miami quite a bit to cover against Carolina tonight. This line opened at 10 and has moved to 8.5. The public is on Carolina here. Excuse me. Sharp money's on Miami. That's what's causing the line change. So we have reverse movement here. The spread is also just way too big. Carolina's averaging 13.3 points in their last 3 games. Are you really trying to lay 8 to 10 points on them? Not me. Even though Carolina is 4-0 against the spread this season as an underdog, they're just 1-4 against the spread as a favorite, including 4 straight losses. Looking a little bit deeper into that, the Panthers are just 5-14 in their last 19 games when laying points. This is just way too big of a line for a team like Carolina. They won against Atlanta last week, but it was hardly a pretty game. Julio Jones makes that catch. It's a much different story here. The line's a few points lower. I think Miami, who played really well last week, even though in a loss to Oakland, their offense looked alive, could easily be in this game till the very end. I would not be shocked if they won this game. Well, I don't like them on the money line. Carolina's the better team. Over a touchdown is just too many points to lay here. All right, next up, I'm looking at this Minnesota-Utah Jazz game in the NBA. There's 2 plays I like on it. First off is the under 207. I think this total is way too low. This total is higher than it was in 9 of Utah's last 10 games overall, and the total in each of their last 10 games against Minnesota was set below the 200 mark. The reason it's higher here is because Gobert is out. And while some might expect the loss of Gobert to result in a more high-scoring game, the data doesn't really seem to back that up. Gobert missed only 1 game last season, but was sidelined for the first 3 games against the Clippers in the playoffs. 2 of those games saw less than 200 combined points, and the previous season saw a stretch where Big Rudy missed 18 consecutive games. And in 13 of those, the combined score was less than 200. Minnesota has failed to reach the total in 5 straight overall. So we've got a bunch of trends working in our direction for this game. This over-under is just too high. If Gobert was playing, I'd venture it'd be around 202, and it's way too many points for him being out, considering I don't think him being out necessarily affects the total that much. While he is a shot-blocking stud, he's also a good interior scoring presence for the Jazz. So I think the overreaction is there. I'm on the under pretty heavy tonight. Next, I also like Minnesota minus 3.5 tonight. I'm usually not trying to lay points on the road. This is small enough where I don't mind it. They fall into a nice 126-77 against the spread system, which plays on certain rested teams off upset losses. That just goes in our favor. While the Timberwolves, aren't the best defensive team, after 2 losses, they've made a concerted effort, and they're going to make a concerted effort tonight to really buckle down on the defensive end. Utah is bad on offense. They rank 27th in adjusted offensive efficiency. So even if Minnesota didn't play their best defense tonight, I don't have full confidence that Utah would be able to exploit that. Before losing their past 2, Minnesota had won 5 straight, going 4-0-1 against the spread. So I think this is a great bounce back spot for Minnesota. I like Utah at home quite a bit, but they just don't look like the same Utah team. They were up big on Brooklyn the entire game on Saturday. They let Brooklyn crawl back into it. They ended up winning by 8, but it could have been even a smaller margin than that. They've lost a few home games before that. They lost to the Heat this past week at home. I think Minnesota needs to win and get one here tonight comfortably in Utah. Lastly, we're looking at Portland. I like the Blazers quite a bit against the Nuggets here. Plenty of reasons. Denver's off back-to-back wins, but they were just 3-8 against the spread before those consecutive covers. So before the 2 covers, they hadn't been playing particularly well. They did. They just finished a 6-game homestand where they went 5-1, but they're much worse team on the road. They're 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, following a straight up win of more than 10 points. While the Blazers are 13-6 against the spread in their last 20, when the opposing opponent allows 100 points or more in their previous game. So we've got quite a few trends working in our direction here. Also, the Blazers are 37-22-1 against the spread as home dogs, with a 500 or greater record against foes off a win. And the Nuggets are 2-14 straight up in this series, including 1-7 against the spread as road favorites. So basically that last one's all you need to know. The Nuggets are 1-7 against the spread as road favorites here. Portland needs a win after losing back-to-back games at home, including one against Brooklyn. I think they get it here tonight against a Denver squad that is due for a letdown after playing really well in the second half against Oklahoma City their last time out. They just played really well at home. Their only loss coming against Golden State. Big letdown here against Portland. So to wrap it up, I like Miami in the football game. I like Minnesota -3.5. I like the under of 207 in Minnesota, Utah. And I like Portland -1 or +1 against Denver, wherever you can get it. The best line, obviously, is what you want to work with. So with that being said, let's get it tonight. I know our write-up's coming out shortly for the 5-pack. So if you guys are interested, hop on over, sign up, the DFS5pack.com. We're crushing winners all the time. I know a bunch of our customers had huge weekends. We didn't do too shabby ourselves. So we're killing over here, guys, and let's continue to roll. So have a great Monday. Let's get it tonight.